Good afternoon, everybody. I'd just like to welcome you all to our Wednesday webinar. This is an info session on Isagenix nutritional cleansing, the system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to run through what this program is, why do we cleanse, what are the reasons behind it, what are the products, like what's in the products and how do they work. So hopefully you enjoy it, and if you just bear with me for a moment, I'm going to share my screen with you and I will take you to the presentation. I hope you're having a great day. Okay, so let's get started. So, nutritional cleansing, what is it? My name is Emma Carrera, and I've been doing this program now for a year and a half, and I'm a 2-star Crystal Executive, 3-star Golden Circle. So some of you may think, what the hell does that mean? Don't worry, it doesn't. If you haven't done this program before, all it means is that I've been helping quite a few people with this program to get fantastic results. So to start off with, I just wanted to say to you guys, what if you could think a little bit differently? So when I say this, I remember when I first started this program, I was a little bit dubious. I was a little bit, what's this person going to say? What are they going to try to tell me? So I'd love to get that little negative voice out of your head, the one that always questions everything, and just have an open mind. I would love you to listen to this with an open mind and just see how this program and this opportunity could really impact your health, and also it can also impact your financial situation as well. So with that, probably the best way for me to explain this is to share my story with you. So this is a lovely photo of me here on the left. This was me before Isagenix, and I clearly remember this photo. It was one of those kind of photos that you have that you think, when you see it and you think, gosh, is that really what I look like? I remember thinking, God, my arm's really big. It's taking up half of the screen. And I just felt like I wasn't really in my own skin. I kind of just felt really round and kind of felt like I was doing a lead role in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory's cast of Oompa Loompas. Like I just really wasn't myself. So that was, as I said, roughly about a year and a half ago. And I was introduced to the program by a friend of mine, Heidi, and we both had a mutual friend that I'd seen jumping out of bed before the alarm and, you know, having all this awesome energy. And she was doing posts on Facebook like saying, hello, skinny jeans. And I thought, I need what she's had. I had that quintessential when Harry met Sally moment. I thought, I need what she's having. So I messaged her and she put me in touch with Heidi. And when Heidi first told me about the program and said, you know, it's some meal replacements, I thought, no, I said, no, thank you. I thought, me being an exercise physiologist by background, I thought, I know what to do to be healthy. I'll just exercise and eat healthy and it should be fine. So I said, thanks, but no thanks. And my little ego took the stage and off I went. And so that photo on the left there was before my sister's wedding. As I said, she got married in Fiji and that was her hen's night. And I remember just being over in Fiji and, you know, it's really sort of muggy and quite humid over there and really hot, obviously. And I just remember sitting there and just thinking like I have to readjust my clothes, and I felt really uncomfortable in my own skin and didn't feel comfortable on the beach, didn't really want to be in any photos. I was, you know, certainly not in my swimming costumes. And I just felt really sad that that's kind of, you know, how I was feeling, like hiding behind my kids in photos and things like that. And so I thought, you know what, when I came home from Fiji, I called Heidi and said, I don't care if it's got petrol in it, just send me a box of those products. So I did. That was, like I said, about a year and a half ago. In 90 days, I lost a bit over 10 kilos, and I had just gone back to work at that stage. I was working 4 days a week, and I had 2 little boys, and I just really, for me, the exercise, I'd gone back to work with a promotion as a regional manager. So the hours were quite long and, you know, my energy was pretty zapped as well. But the fact of the matter is, when you're looking after everyone else, I did the kids, I cooked for my husband because, sorry, darling, but he can't really cook to save his life. So, you know, my day was very busy and very full, and exercise came last. And so that was probably the thing that really struck me, to just address nutrition and to be able to release sort of 10 kilograms and have this energy that just sort of came out of nowhere. it just really, I just really remember it was probably about day 9 or day 10 where I did do that thing. I woke up before the alarm and I thought, oh my God, I have not done that since 1987. Like, it was just so foreign to wake up and not feel like, I had to bury my head in a cup of coffee to get moving. And so, from there on, it wasn't just the weight, it was everything else, the mental clarity that I felt, the energy, even having a bit more better control of my moods, with the boys, I wasn't as quick to snap. I felt like I was more tolerant, and I guess my system was just working better. So after that 90 days, that 3 months, that was when I really thought, you know what, I'm going to have a look into this and really kind of research it, because I just knew there was something in it to be able to just address nutrition alone and to lose that weight and feel that good. So I think, if you have not done this program before, it's very common to feel like that, to feel sort of low of energy. You kind of feel like it's normal, that that's, this is just a function of life because we're all so busy. But it's not. We don't really, we don't need to feel that way. It's very common, but it's actually not normal. That you can get through life feeling a lot better. And so I'm about to explain all the program and how it works and how you can get those same results too. So it was probably about also around the middle of last year that I actually decided to leave my full-time job after matching my corporate salary, just by sharing this program and helping others as well. So I'll cover that a little bit at the end also. So just a couple of stats when you think about, society at the moment and what our issues are in regards to this program being a health and wellness program. When we look at the global weight loss market, it's worth about $586 billion. And for me, I think that's massive. If we're obviously a country of people, or a nation, a planet of people who are looking for solutions. So people are out there thinking they don't feel as good, or they've got the muffin top creeping back, or whatever it might be, your situation. Everyone around the world is spending a lot of money on solutions to try and address this problem. This is sad. This is not funny, and it's not fun. It's not a good statistic to think. I just had to change this slide because we used to be the 4th fattest nation. We're now the 2nd fattest nation in the world. So that's a quite, scary statistic for me, and mostly in relation to the slide before it, to think that there is so much that we're spending on these solutions, yet we're still the fattest nation in the world. So it's a bit of an oxymoron to me. I think, if these solutions were working, then that number would be changing, right? We would be then maybe the 4th or the 5th or the 6th fattest nation. So it tells me that a lot of the solutions aren't necessarily working. And that could be, probably I was one of those statistics, in that, I did have a gym membership, but I wasn't using it. I didn't have the time to use it, despite the fact I'm a huge advocate of exercise. Life did get in the way. Another one of the synergies that we cover in this program is anti-aging. And to look at this as well, it's another massive industry. So looking at a company that you're going to align yourself with and the kind of products it produces, it's really important to look at these market trends. And, for the anti-aging, some people say it's all the baby boomers coming through, but I really think it's everyone. Like, I want to look good when I'm older, but I also want to look good now. So it's, again, another massive industry that's going to reach $341 billion by 2018. Okay, so in Isogenics, what are our solutions? We do have 4 of them to transform lives. So our first 3 product ones cover weight management, energy and performance, and healthy aging. And then our last synergy is wealth creation. So this is not a diet. When we say weight management, I love that it's not weight loss. Weight loss can be a wonderful side effect of this program, but it is a health and wellness program. So we don't call it a diet. I think, most diets, have you ever thought, has the word die in it? Because most people feel like they're going to die when they're on a diet. So it is weight management. And sometimes I think that's really important, because people can actually lose weight. So they may do a program and they can lose the weight, but then it tends to creep back on, and people often find it very difficult. Even people I know who have kept their good habits, it can still creep on sometimes, and that comes to a little bit about our body and stress and all the other factors that come into this program as well. So what I like to say to people is, how do you feel in the morning when you wake up? I used to be that lady on the left there, feeling a 1 out of 10. And my husband was like that as well. He had no breakfast of a morning. He definitely had probably a thermos twice the size of the mug that lady is gulping down there of coffee, and everyone feels like that. I know that they need to have this coffee to function in the morning, to feel normal. And, I probably didn't look like this lady on the right on my day 9 or day 10, waking up looking wonderfully beautiful and polished like that. But I do definitely resonate with the feeling of waking up with energy and starting your day, feeling like you have the vitality and the energy to get through it. So have a think about where you are on the scale of 1 to 10, and how do you wake up of a morning? How do you get through your day? How do you feel? So we call this program nutritional cleansing, but what we're doing is really addressing a bit of the toxic burden that our bodies can accumulate over time. So when you say, are you toxic, people might think, what does that mean? So there's various toxins in our environment, right? You really can't escape them. You can, avoid them as much as you can, say like with smoking, but even secondhand smoke is worse than actually smoking itself. But there's toxins through the environment. There's herbicides and pesticides on our fruit and vegetables, and a bit of a scary statistic as well, not to be a scaremonger, but they do estimate that if you're eating conventional fruit and vegetables, you will ingest about 4 litres as an adult of herbicides and pesticides a year. And for children, that's the same. It's pretty much just half. But, the scary thing that I think is they're all in these big, protective, like hazmat type suits to spray it on their food, yet we're expected to eat it. So of course, when something is a toxin, like lead in our lipsticks, our water supply in Sydney isn't, that's a bit of an exaggeration with that photo, but it isn't clean. There are toxins and chemicals in our water as well. There's pollution. That's an ingredient label of a Weight Watchers product. I think it's like a little jam drops type of cookie, and that's where things get a bit confusing for people. People would take that snack thinking, it's a weight control product and trust that, but there's something like 22 different processed sugars in there, which are really, it might be low in fat, but it's really not going to help you address losing the weight and having a healthier system. And again, soda, like we say, or soft drink, whichever country you're from, there's up to 16, 22, 11, depending what size, teaspoons of sugar. And I think, a lot of people would not just sit there and eat 22 or 11 teaspoons of sugar. So, it can be classified as a drug. It's very addictive sugar. And things like deodorant as well. We all have to wear deodorant. Hopefully you're all wearing some. But again, it does contain chemicals that are toxic. And so our body doesn't really know what to do with them. So different ways we get toxins. We're going to digest them on our foods. We're going to breathe them in the environment, and we absorb them. Like our skin is our biggest organ. I think the stat is something that's on your skin for maybe 16, 15 seconds, it will be absorbed into your body. Okay, so really, like I said, it's a little bit unavoidable. You can't really go around not breathing or not eating and not having stuff touch your skin. So when we think about toxins, what does it mean to be toxic? So a list here is just a general overview of things that you may feel when you have a high toxic load, or your body is finding it hard to get rid of these toxins, or impurities can be another word. So you can be tired and lethargic. That's a really big and common one. You can have low libido. You could be cranky and irritable. Like I was saying with me and my children, my tolerance for not snapping at them when, if things didn't go your way. You could feel a little bit unwell, like you're not firing on all cylinders. You can have headaches or poor sleep. Poor sleep is a massive one. And I think for a lot of people, when your sleep improves, you just don't really understand how good an impact it can have on your daily life when you get a good night's sleep. So you may have one of these, two of these, or you may have all of them. So another thing that we come to when we're talking not only about impurities in the environment, but also about our food supply. So people often said to me, and I said it to myself, why would I have a meal replacement or supplement my diet when I have this abundance of food, even if I'm having organic fruit and vegetables and getting all that produce, delivered to my house by delivery? But the thing is, this study was really important. It's a big eye opener, and it was done by the University of California, UCLA, back in 1997 and also in 1993. So, what they did on this same plot of land, they were analyzing how much iron we would get from a bowl of spinach back then, back in the 50s, back in 1953. Then, on that same plot of land, after say all of those years until 1997, which was well over a decade ago, to now, that soil had been processed and, had been growing vegetables and all that sort of stuff. So when they compared it, it worked out that you needed to have 43 bowls of spinach as opposed to one that you would have had to have back in 1953. So the reality of that is that we have a depleted, I guess you might hear the phrase, a bankrupt food supply, or a bit of a depleted supply in our soil of those microorganisms that give all that nutrition and nutrients to the food that is grown in it. So I know in some in some areas we don't have things like selenium in our soil, and that's really important. So it's not just that we can eat this healthy food, but it does explain why we are supplementing on top of the healthy food. So a little bit about the founders of this company, and I love sharing this because I just love the origin of where they came from. Both of these people, John Anderson on the left is a co-founder, as are the Coover family on the right, and they were both squillionaires. So they had fantastic paths with both their differing industries, and they were both retired. They didn't do it for the money. They were absolutely squillionaires, but came out of retirement to create this system. So John Anderson on the left, he's what we call a master formulator. So to become a master formulator, you only really need to do about 4 preparations. But this chap has created, 2,300 nutritional weight loss products for more than 600 companies. So he is like the guru of formulators. So his nickname actually is the Mineral Man because it's his passion, it's his life. But what used to happen is he was making formulations for a lot of the common companies that you would know, like Nature's Own was one big one he did for Blackmores, Swiss, that type of thing. But what would happen is he would create these formulations, and then the companies that he would make them for would say, okay, well, that ingredient, whilst it's awesome, is probably a little bit too cost prohibitive. So we might substitute it with this cheaper ingredient, and then we'll put this color in it and that type of thing. And that's why he retired, because he kind of got disgruntled that all of these formulations that were like his little babies that he were creating were changing, and they were going to the shelves not in the form that he wanted them to. So like I said, he was a gazillionaire and he retired. And then on the right here, we have the Coover family. So Jim Coover, he actually was the owner of, you may recognize this company called the Cambridge Diet. So it's still to this date one of the fastest growing actually companies in US history. And he took it to $1 billion of sales in about 10 months. So a very strong business acumen. His wife, Kathy Coover, she went to the top of 2 network marketing, so number 1 in 2 network marketing companies, and also number 3, she went to the 3rd of another. So they both knew and had experience of what it was like being on the ground, sharing these products in various companies, because that's how the model of network marketing is what Isogenics is. So again, the same sort of thing. She would be very successful in a company, and then she might be made to start again. And then so she was a little bit disgruntled as well. So they sold the Cambridge Diet company for a huge amount. So again, they didn't need the money, but they both came out and joined together to create, their vision is to impact world health and free people from physical and financial pain. And in the process, they want to create the largest health and wellness company in the world. So I really dig that. I really love that they didn't do it for the money. They came out to share these amazing products that are having this huge impact on people's health, and also to be able to reimburse the people that choose to share the program. So it's nice to know the roots behind this company and where it's coming from. So what is this program? So I'm going to tell you about a pack called the President's Pack, which is the pack we love to start most people off because it garners the best results. It has the best value. It's got a few $100s worth of extra products than if you had bought them all separately, and it just sets you up for success. Okay, so it's got everything that you need in it. So I'm going to go through and tell you a little bit about the products and kind of how they work in synergy, so that by the end of it, I'll tell you what your day looks like, so you'll have a clear understanding of why we're taking these products. Okay, so the first product is our Cleanse for Life. So this is one of their pillars, one of their biggest products, because the whole program, like we talked about with cleansing, is cleansing and replenishing. So the first part is cleansing the body. Now, the body cleanses itself, okay? We've got big filter organs like the liver and the kidneys, and that's their job. But what happens is we're always drinking and always eating and always putting something in our mouth, to the point where the body and the liver can often get really overloaded. So it's actually quite difficult for the body to have a break to filter all these impurities out. Now, what also happens is when the body is under stress, it wants to hold on to these impurities as well. It wants to hold on to everything. It wants to store extra fat. And then when you have this high toxic burden, your body just doesn't function that well. So what we want to do with this product is we have 4 cleanse days in the 30-day program. So this program is for 30 days. This initial President's Pack has everything you need for that 30 days. Now, this Cleanse for Life, on this cleanse day, it contains over 100 different ingredients. And we have this drink all throughout the day. And what it does, it's made from the heart of the aloe vera plant. So when you're having all of these nutrients that it's got a liquid delivery system that you're drinking throughout the day, we're not starving the body. Okay, so it's not like a lemon detox where all you drink is lemon and water. And let's face it, there's not a lot of nutrition in lemon. So with this, we're allowing the body to cleanse itself, and we are supporting it while it does that. So it's giving it all the nourishment that it needs. So that's what our cleanse day is. We call it a light food day. We have snacks through the day too, just to keep our blood sugar up, but really effectively allows the filter organs, the liver and the kidney, to do their job as best they can. Okay, so after we've done our cleanse day, so we have 1 cleanse day in the week, all the other days are what we call a shake day. Now, excuse me, I wish they wouldn't call this a shake, because it's just so much more than a shake. Sorry, I just had to have a glass of water. I wish they would call it a superfood protein smoothie, because that's really what it is. It just contains, it's a complete meal replacement. Excuse me. It's a complete meal replacement. And what we're doing, if you have a weight loss goal, we want to replace 2 meals a day with this isoline shake. Now, I've heard of many shake diets before. I had never done one myself. People had said to me, all they did was leave me hungry. All I wanted to do was binge eat, and they left me with bad breath. So there's shake diets, and then there's this. So please try hard not to compare this, as it's really not apples to apples, and I'll explain why. So this shake has 24 grams of under-natured whey protein from happy cows in New Zealand. Now you might think, how did you even know cows could be happy? What's a happy cow? So what we mean by that is, in New Zealand, it's actually illegal to inject your livestock with antibiotics and hormones. So over in New Zealand, we have antibiotic and hormone-free cows. They are free range, and they are milked to season. So we have really high quality protein. It's some of the best protein in the world over in New Zealand. Under natured just means that it's cold pressed. Okay, so that's quite important. Over in America, for example, by law, people need to process their protein powders very high temperatures to kill any to kill anything, right? But that's also going to change the state of the protein itself. So whilst this method is a lot more expensive, it is keeping the protein in that pristine condition. And the benefit of that is that it gets absorbed very well by the body. So you can have a massive bucket. You see them sometimes in those health food shops, just big buckets of protein powder. But if the protein in it isn't in the best possible state to be absorbed by the body, then you could be having all this protein but won't be getting used up. So I think when they compare ours to say some others out there on the market, our absorbability is about, up in the 80%, about 83% compared to some that are as low as 30. So that's why, they're not all created equal. It's gluten-free, it's low GI, it's got good quality 8 grams of fiber, it's got over 70 ionic minerals in it, trace minerals. So don't have to take my word for it. You Google ionic minerals, and I firmly believe that's some of the reason why this product makes you feel so good, because these are the key things that we're not getting in our food supply these days. I do apologize. I feel like that's better, much better. Okay, so this is our isolene shake. So we're going to have this twice a day. So we often have one in the morning, a smoothie in the morning, and we also have it at night if we have a weight loss goal. It's highly absorbable and it's not going to sit on your tummy like a heavier meal is. Okay, so this is an example here of our protein. Like we say, no antibiotics, grass-fed, milk to season as nature intended. Under-natured whey protein. Now, I love this slide as well because it really does go to show this slide was done by a sports nutritionist who was looking at, if we had to try and get everything in our shake onto a plate, it would cost probably double or maybe even triple what a shake would cost. And it would also probably have about double the amount of calories. So it's got a pre and probiotic in it. It has iron, fiber, calcium, selenium, all of these minerals. It's got fiber. If you had to try and make a meal that is as balanced and, as comprehensive as this, you really would have to eat a lot of food. And not to mention that it's quite difficult to do that. It's quite difficult and expensive to get all of this food on your plate. So Ionic Supreme, who here deals with stress? So stress is a massive thing in everybody's life that can really affect your health, your wellness, and also your weight, sadly. So this is another one of their pillars, one of their pillar products. I could not go a day without this. And I really feel like when I was saying to you before about how I am a lot more balanced and not as snappy, that it's this product that's responsible for that. So if I don't have this product, I feel like that, snappy, crabby mum comes out of the cupboard. And then when I'm taking my Ionics, I feel like she gets put in that cupboard and she stays there. So what Ionics is it's a little tonic, and we have it first thing in the morning, or you can have it at night if you have trouble sleeping. And it's got what we call adaptogens. So I hadn't heard of adaptogens before doing this program, but naturopaths use it. They come from Eastern Chinese medicine. And what they do is they scan the body and they give it either a lift or they can cool the central nervous system down. So it basically scans it. The word adaptogen comes from adapto. So it's going to adapt the body to what it needs. Now, the beauty of this is that we have this hormone, which is the stress hormone called cortisol. You may have heard that being thrown around before, and cortisol can have a massive effect on your body. So it can affect your hunger, it can affect your metabolism, it can give you chronic fatigue, and it can affect your stress. So what it is basically a bit of a fat storing hormone. So we can have a lot of these people out there that we call skinny fat. So if you can be, if your body is stressed and you're releasing cortisol, what it means is it goes into fight or flight response from, when we were created, right? So the body doesn't know whether we need to stay and fight the dinosaur or run away from the dinosaur. So that's the fight or flight response. And so when we're in this chronic stress state where, we might be worried about bills, or we're trying to get the kids out of the house, or you've had a really stressful day at work, or you could be sitting in the car in the worst traffic, and this constant, stressful state that you're in can really affect your body, its balance, and how you get through your day. And so then if you have this stress hormone, it doesn't matter how much you could be, you could be doing all this exercise, but still if you have this hormone going around your body, then it's going to want to hold on to everything. So it's almost like when we have this product and we can rebalance our system, then the body just kind of lets go, So you can, when I talk about that skinny fat, you can be quite a slim person, but still have some of those impurities and those toxins being stored around your organs. It's what we call visceral fat, because that's what the body does. It's really smart. It wants to hang on to these impurities, and it covers them in fat so that it can protect your body from it. And then that gets stored around your organs. So this is all about trying to rebalance the body so it functions better, so that you sleep better, and that it can also control your weight better. Okay, now we have some supplements. So the Natural Accelerator, everything in these products are natural. There's no stimulants in it. They're things that you might find in your kitchen cupboard, like green tea, cayenne, ginseng, that sort of thing. And what they do is, like it says, it helps to boost your metabolism. Okay, we take a couple of these a day. And we also have Isoflush. So great product, but bad name. So I think they're going to change the name to Isocomfort, because really it's not going to be one of those cleansers like what I thought a cleanse was, where there's tubes in all these different places and you can't really venture out of the house and be too far from the toilet. It's nothing like that. There's only natural ingredients in this as well. Things like magnesium, which is fantastic for drawing moisture and water into the colon so that our elimination is good, but also things that are really soothing for the colon, like peppermint. Ageless Active. So this is a great antioxidant formulation with a few key ingredients: vitamin D, resveratrol, and CoQ10. So vitamin D, again, is another big thing where often, sometimes if you're working in an office environment, you might not be getting enough vitamin D. You might not be able to get out and about. Resveratrol is the antioxidant that's found in the skin of red wine grapes. So I think I heard the other day it's the equivalent of, say, maybe having 16 glasses of red wine. So you will not get a hangover with this one and still get all the benefits. And I can't promise that about the 16 glasses of red wine. CoQ10 as well is fantastic for heart and brain health. Really good for stamina, endurance, and recovery. Okay, product B. This is our anti-aging product. I could do a whole webinar just on this one product. It's pretty amazing. It's backed by, the research behind this is backed by Nobel prize-winning research. And what this product is see those little green ends on the end of your DNA? They're called telomeres. And all they are doing is protecting your DNA from unraveling. That's what a telomere does. It's almost like the shoe cap on the end of a shoelace, okay? Now, this formulation, what it does is it tries to support the ends of those DNA so that they don't fray. All aging is when that DNA frays and those ends get shorter and shorter and shorter until we pass away. That's what the function of aging is on our DNA and our cells. And so with this formulation, we have this twice a day as well. It supports those telomeres from fraying, okay? So they called it product B because they just know it's going to be $1 billion product because of the recent years of research behind it, and it's truly cutting edge. Okay, so what does your day look like? So as I said before, as an example, if you don't have a weight loss goal and you wanted to build some lean muscle, for example, or you just wanted to just have a healthier functioning body and system but don't have a weight loss goal, you can use your second shake as a snack if you like. But if you had a weight loss goal, we've put here the breakfast and the lunch shake, which you can do. But if you had a weight loss goal, we try and say if you can have your shake for dinner and have your lunch as your main meal. Okay, so how your day looks like is we eat real food on this program. Okay, even though we may be supplementing in the beginning, it is just in the beginning. Ever since I've lost my weight, I've kept it off for 1.5 years, and I just have a smoothie in the morning, and then I have my lunch and dinner as normal, clean eating snacks, and I've maintained that the whole time. It hasn't come back on, and I do a cleanse day here and there just when I'm feeling a bit blah and just want to reset my system. So you can see here the kind of snacks we have: some celery boats with avocado and salmon, or we might have rice cakes with feta and tomato and avocado, or celery sticks and hummus and boiled eggs, raw nuts, whatever. We're just trying to keep our snacks wholesome and clean. You also get a packet of protein bars, which are delicious. And again, I think that really helps to be able to have something that feels like a bit of a treat that that is still really good for you. Those protein bars have, it's almost like a shake in a bar, except has a little bit less protein, still has the 21 vitamins and minerals. It's low GI. We don't use white refined sugars in any of our products. They're all from low GI sources and natural plant sources, like our sugars may come from natural beets, for example. There's nothing artificial, no colors, flavors, or anything like that in our products, and they're as organic as possible. We can't rate it organic because some of the minerals that they get are from places where they just don't have the classification system available. Like we may get some things from the Himalayan mountains, for example. I know some of the ionic minerals come from there, and some of the adaptogenic herbs come from Siberia and northern China. So that's what your day looks like. So we are eating food. We're just supplementing with some shakes in the beginning as a weight loss goal. If you wanted to have lean muscle, like I said, we could put some more food to your shakes too. And the shakes are really tasty. I stand by that. They don't have fillers, like I said, because of the protein. It really does fill you up. They don't leave you hungry. I'm just trying to answer all the questions that I know that were in my head when I was starting. I thought the same thing. I don't know if they're going to fill me up. It's going to feel weird that I'm having a liquid lunch and I'm not going to chew. If that's what you feel like, then that's okay. Have a little green salad after your shake and that will be fine. As long as we keep our snacks clean, everything will be okay. It's not like we can't eat. It's not a diet. There's no depravity on this. We're trying to eat these regular meals to boost your metabolism. So they're your shake days. And like I said, there's only 4 of these cleanse days in the month. And what we do on that, I don't know if you can see those little small boxes. They're little squares of dark chocolate called isodelites. And they really top off a cleanse day. So we have this cleanse drink all through the day. We have little snacks and we allow our digestive system to have a rest and allow those filter organs to filter out. Those isodelites, for example, are just not like any ordinary chocolate. You might think, how can you eat chocolate on a cleanse day? But we can. They've only got as much sugar as a quarter of an apple. So again, we use all these natural sources to sweeten our products. And they've infused with green tea, which is great for mood enhancement. And the way they produce them is not like traditional chocolate like Cadbury's. Okay, so lots of goodness in these products. But now I'm just going to quickly show you some results. So these are not internet randoms. There are people in our team. This is Kat Tomoski. You can see there that's her day 1 and day 30 and day 90 program. And what I love about this is that I honestly feel like in all of their photos, you do see genuine changes in people's body composition and their shape as well. So it's not just a weight loss program. I often see people's skin from all the supplements being such high quality that the skin really recoils and bounces back very well too. I've even people who have lost a substantial amount of weight, I often don't see a lot of that saggy skin. But and I love seeing everyone smile in their after photos as well. This is Andrew Small. I loved his one as well because he was saying, you know, for 14 odd years, he's had the same size uniform shirt and has always struggled to try and put on lean muscle. So you can see here his day 1 and then day 30 and day 45. So this is incorporating definitely the gym and exercise, but you can see he has, he's quite proud of himself showing us his guns there. He's definitely building lean muscle with his program. This is another girl in our team, Jo Saunders. I love this one because she's a group fitness instructor, right? An aerobics instructor. And she was saying as much as, you know, she probably exercises more than any of us do, but she still said she found it really difficult to shift that weight. And so you can see her before and afters now. I'm actually not sure what that time period was there, but she stayed in that same body size this whole time as well, has not bounced back. There's no yo-yoing because we're dealing with that stress and balancing the body. And yeah, she's had a fantastic result and has so much more energy now to do her job. This is the sister of my friend who I was stalking on Facebook when she was originally losing her weight and jumping out of bed. So her sister did it as well, and you can see her results from September to December also. So fantastic program, and often you'll see that torso area where we do have that storage of visceral fat around our organs, and that bloat is one of the first things to reduce. This is Brooke Rose. This is her butt shot that's going all around the internet, but I do love it because, again, like I said before, it can really change the composition of somebody's body. And if you speak to Brooke, which you can, she's in our coaching groups, you'll know that she does not exercise. So she's, I would say, allergic to exercise. I'd go as far as saying that. She really isn't an exerciser at all. She's only just started now after a couple of years, and you can see there her results, which, that was probably about 6 months worth. But as she became leaner, we are really building some lean muscle there. Her butt in that far right shot looks like she's been squatting up a storm or lunging up a storm in the gym. So yeah, this protein is by far a superior product and will really help you build more lean muscle. The more lean muscle we've got, the more fuel we're going to burn, right? This is Ali Carter. This lady is absolutely gorgeous, and she's in her 50s. And I love this photo just because I think it is actually difficult when you age to lean up. So she used to be a model. I'm not sure if she's still doing any now, but she, in her 30 days, she was saying she didn't really do it for weight at all. She did it for energy and vitality. But she did notice that, even through doing this program, she's always found it hard as she's gotten older to lean up. So that's a good representation to see there that it's been effective as well. And this is Dean Morby, so throw a couple of males in here as well. So this is also using, his intention also wasn't ever to really get right into the gym, but he did, and that's why I love it. It gives you so much energy and so much vitality that does make you feel like, right, I've got more energy to do the things I want to now. So you can see there in the last 30 days where he really started to hit the gym. So he's really leaned up and built some lean muscle there. This is Chrissy Stobbs' husband, another gent in our team, and he's gone on to lose a lot more weight from his first 30 days. But also what I love about here is I see stuff that she posts on Facebook as well, where they're really doing things with their fitness too. So he's done an ocean swim and all of these things that he never thought he would have the fitness to do before. So I love that as well. This can really give people their life, that lease on life back. Not just about weight, but also about energy. Now, this is my coach, Heidi McCallan. So she, in her before and after, she said this is not even her true before photo because she was, too embarrassed to do a proper one. But she lost 27 kilos in the 3 months, and she did exercise as well. And I believe she may have even had a trainer. But it just goes to show, for me, I lost 10 kilos in my 3 months. She lost 27 kilos. So everyone can respond differently in whether you exercise or not. So, and she had always had issues with her weight because she had a PCOS condition, which made it very difficult. So to always carry some of that weight around her stomach, and now she looks amazing and she has kept it off. She still looks exactly the same today, and that's been well over 2 years now. This is another girl in my team who I coach, who I love, Emma McKeeler. Her vitality and energy and, everything, as well as the weight loss. She did it, as she said, no word of a lie, not going to sugarcoat it. She did it to get skinny. She really had a bad relationship with food where she was using it for comfort, and, nothing that she was doing was working. So this really, she said, sort of changed her cravings a little bit. So she was able to lose the weight, and she did that. I think she's lost about 18 kilos. She's been on the program now for, maybe 10 months. And she used to do maybe one Zumba class a week. So that's even to show it's achievable, even if you don't have time to get to the gym and do stacks of exercise. I love this little before and after. It's my energy shot. If you're feeling like you're running on empty, then, after this program, I guarantee you, it's got a money back guarantee. You're either going to feel like you're running on all cylinders, or you can get your money back. And then lastly, just this slide here about a couple of athletes as well. I like to joke and say that man on the left is my husband, but he's not. He is a professional bodybuilder, and we also have professional athletes, like Olympia athletes like Nat Cook and Yana Pittman, and they use these products without paid endorsements, which I think speaks volumes. So they don't get paid like someone advertising a Tag Heuer watch, or, a celebrity promoting a Swiss multivitamin. So they do it, and they take these products just because of how it makes them feel, what it does for their performance. So you'll find a lot of top level athletes will be using these. So I just think, God, if it's good enough for them, it's got, their whole life and their success depends on, their performance. And if they're using these products to help them do that, then I think that's amazing. how do we get started? So to become to enroll in this program, to become an Isagenix associate, is you need to get these products off another Isagenix associate, and they will become your coach. Okay, so like I said, we've got 100% 30-day money back guarantee. So there really is no risk. You're either going to love it and feel fantastic, drop a couple of pesky kilos or put on some lean muscle, or you get your money back. Okay, so there really, in my mind, is no risk at all. We like to start people on this President's Pack. It's $19 a day, which comes to $5.76 plus about $14 for shipping via courier. And I like to break it down to per day so that you can see what you get. So those protein bars, they're quite large. We often cut them in half, so that's 20 snacks. If you were to think about trying to put like all your supplements on the table, it includes your blender, it includes a yearly membership, plus all of those supplements that are all going to work in an amazing synergy to get you feeling and looking your best for $19 a day. So if you were having, say, a coffee and a banana bread, like that might cost you $8, for example. Or if you were going to go and get organic chicken breast and make all of that, or go and buy an organic salad from a food court or something like that, it might cost $13, $14. So $19 a day for your 2 meal replacements, some snacks there with your protein bars, all of your supplements, all of your cleanse items, I think is fantastic value. So how you get started is basically go back to the person who referred you to this video, and they will be able to run through it all. And most that I think leads to the success of this program is also that coaching that I mentioned. So if you went into, say, GNC Live Well, or went into your pharmacy and bought some, meal replacement things off the shelf, you're not going to have anyone there who's got your back. And I guarantee you, we have your back. Everybody wants you to succeed. We have private coaching groups that are online. No one can see what you're doing, and everyone is there to answer your questions, give you motivation, support, and give you guidance on food, on meals. People post their meals and things like that, so to give you lots of inspiration. So you're not on your own. You've got a team of people supporting you, which I absolutely love. I think it's the best function of this whole program. Then we move on to maintenance. So you never have to keep going at that cost, okay? It's just your first full body cleanse, and we call it, I like to say, it's like a Control-Alt-Delete of the body, okay? So we're just doing a reset. We pump it with all of those ionic minerals and vitamins and give it its best shot. And then from there, you can either keep going with your 2 shakes a day, or if you've reached your goals, you may choose to maintain. You don't even have to stay on it at all. It's not like it's your membership. You don't have to keep using it. But what we find is people often do feel so good, they like to keep it just with a couple of things. So for me, my maintenance is 1 shake a day, like I said, a couple of their supplements. Like I wouldn't go without that Ionics. I do a cleanse day here and there, and something like that might be $50 a week. So nothing that's going to break the bank. We have different synergies for healthy aging, energy and performance, or whether you want to do the weight loss. Okay, so you can pick and choose, or you can even create your own pack if you like, completely up to you. But we can also run through different maintenance packs, and like I said, with that yearly membership, you've got your own little online shop. So it's just like doing online shopping. You can jump on, you get the cheapest price, the same price as everybody else at wholesale, and you can get it delivered to your door. Okay, so that's available to you for a whole year afterwards, after you've joined. Okay, so just their last synergy about wealth creation. I'll just run over this last part. If this is completely optional, so please know you don't have to do this part of it at all, but I just want you to know that it's my obligation to tell you that this facility exists. Because for some people, you might have people in your life that you think already, you're thinking, oh, I wish so-and-so could do this, it could really benefit. Or, people who popped into my head were obviously all the people that I cared about, people in my family, or people that I knew either struggled with their weight, or people that I knew were already at the gym and maybe not getting the results they were after, or people who I knew who were really stressed, or anything like that. So you may have people that you want to join with and do it together. So this can also tell you about how you can even just as simply as get your product paid for. So like I said before in the beginning, with our owners of the company, their mission statement being to free people from physical and financial pain. Now, the reason why they say that is they know these products are a no-brainer. They work. You get it in your body and it does its thing. But what they also think is, you can have a really healthy body and have lots of energy, but if you're really worried about money and you're really stressed, then that's really going to impact
your health and your life as well. So they see it as this combination of health and wealth. And even if that meant that you got your products that kept you healthy for free. So this doesn't mean that you have to do a big business or anything like that. It could just be about, eating for free. So what they decided was to do this company as a network marketing company, which is simply all it is it's a word of mouth company. So it means they will pay the person who is going to share their products. They didn't want it to be on the shops, on the shelves. It would probably end up being too expensive, and then all the profit goes to one person or to a company or to the shop owners, and you wouldn't be able to get a coach. So this way, everyone is supported the best they can, and you get the opportunity to pay for your products or even more. So what they often say is we spend a lot of hours at work. So at the moment, this 86,400 hours we spend at work, it's probably more like 96,000, because the government is really pushing to increase our working age up until 70. So who's excited about working till 70? I know I'm not. So if you love your job, that is fantastic. We need more people out there who love their job. I think it's fantastic whenever I meet anyone who does love their job. But if you don't, and you're, possibly thinking of a plan B or something else that might light you up, then this could interest you also. Now, you also might be somebody who really loves their job, but then also job security can sometimes be a little bit of a myth as well, because you could love it as much as you do, but your boss or anything that you're involved in could have another, a plan B or something else that could affect you. Your boss may have to cut corners to put food on his own table. So when we think about this, we really want you to think how much time you are spending at work more than with your loved ones, and whether you're really enjoying what you do. So the whole thing about Isogenics was it's a word of mouth. People started to ask me, what are you doing? How come you're so happy? How come you're in your skinny jeans? Everyone wants to know how you're in your skinny jeans. So for me, it was really quite easy. Once you have a good product experience and people ask you about your results, then it's just all about sharing that. So we're not selling this. We're not pushing it on people. All it is being able to share your results. If people want to jump on board, they can. And if not, that's completely fine as well. So all we do with this program is help others to achieve their goals too. So for me, I was really passionate about it because I want everyone to feel this good. Once you get those products in your body, and then you see some of the people or people that you may meet, and they're struggling in the same way you were, I just think the world would be a much happier and better place if everybody could feel this good. Okay, so it's a referral-based company, and they give the money back to the people who share the program instead of a retail model. So this is just really going to show you, just in case you have anyone even before starting that you might think you might want to do this for. So what I'm going to explain is just their compensation plan, which is based on you +2, them +2. Okay, so I'm going to explain it very briefly. You may have two people that you can think of, and really, when you think about it, everybody knows people who might need to lose a bit of weight, or always complain about their energy. So say we have Robert and Sue. If you join Robert and Sue in the same week, you can straight away get about $370 back. Okay, you might even get a little bit more depending on some of the points of the packs that you enroll on. Okay, but then we also may want to help Robert get his products paid for as well, and also to help Sue. So all this model is about reaching down and helping other people. Like I said, you don't have to do this at all, but if you do, you could say to Sue, hey Sue, do you have anyone that you know that might need better energy or needs to lose some weight? And then we help Sue with find her two people as well and share the program with them. And perhaps you can be all coached together. So even in that first month, you can see your first pack has cost you $590. And if you do this in the first 30 days, you can get $820 back. So not only have you got your whole pack for free, but you've got a little bit left over to go out and buy yourself a new dress or a new pair of pants or something, because you're going to be looking and feeling so fantastic. So that is just the very basic first part of how this program works. It's just showing you that you can get referral money back if you choose to share the program. Okay, so a little bit about this company, just the last couple of slides. We've been in existence for over a decade now, and we've had success in 12 countries, over $2.5 billion worth of sales. with strong growth to expand in other countries too. I think we're registered in about 88 countries. So I love this. If you're really thinking about aligning yourself with a company, you may love the program, but you also do want to know that it's a very credible company, that it's been around a long time, it's not a fly-by-night company, and that we are in serious growth. And here in Australia, are up massively, something like 250%, which is, huge. If you've ever owned a traditional business, you know that growth of that size is ginormous. And I love this photo. I was in this photo sitting right up the back. It was their annual conference around this time in February last year. They had the year before that about 200 people. Then last year it was 2,000 people. Then this year we're going to have about 6,500 people. So we're definitely in growth. And all that tells me is these products are fantastic and they work. Because if they didn't, and all these people got their money back because the programs didn't work, then, we wouldn't have a company with this huge growth and momentum. So it's a really exciting time. I feel like we're just getting started. It's a fantastic feeling to be able to partner yourself with a really reputable company. We're number one, like the number one direct selling company in Australia, which is, a fantastic accolade to have. So what does Isagenix do? Just to compare this to, say, something when you think, I don't know if I could do this, or I don't know if I've got enough time. It's a great business model because it really takes everything away from a traditional business to Isagenix, and you just share and coach people on the program and they will pay you. So they do all the research and development. They do all the logistics and postage and packing. They facilitate all the payments. So everybody purchases their products off Isagenix, but they pay you. They do the product licensing, all the events and support. So there is so much support. They do accounting and commission payments. So you don't have any staff. I don't know if anyone's had a traditional business before, but you don't have any staff to manage. You don't have to rent or lease a premises. You don't basically have to do anything. This network marketing model is really quite a fantastic model to get into, rather than, say, something like a franchise, which is going to have a huge buy-in cost. With this, you can just earn while you learn, and you can build, a dynasty if you want to. It's really unlimited. So as an example, I've surpassed my six-figure income from January of last year, pretty much is when I started sharing these products. And then by about August, I was able to resign and leave my job. And my coach, as you saw on one of those photos before, Heidi McCallan, in a bit over 2 years as well, she's absolutely created a huge business for herself. She's retired her husband. She used to be a nurse unit manager. So she now earns, roughly in the vicinity of about $700,000 a year. So whether it's something as little as just sharing with some people, or sharing the rebate and getting your products for cheaper, or subsidizing yours just to have free products, or whether you don't want to do any of that at all, or whether you want to do the opposite side and just create an incredible life full of opportunity, freedom, and choice. So choice is massive. So not just to be rolling around in money, but to be able to contribute to causes. And what could you do in your life if you had this vehicle that could create this life that you've always desired, like playing big rather than really playing small. So it's your choice. You have the choice to create the life you desire, or just to pay for your products. Like I said, everybody has the same products, the same compensation plan. So really, it's the only difference is you. Think in 12 months' time, where could your life be? Could it be someone like me, where you have a fantastic product experience and you're able to leave a corporate environment to do something you love that allows me to spend more time with my kids, or it could be much more or much less. So like I said, it's purely my obligation just to educate you about this opportunity, and it is completely optional. Like I say, do something that your future self will thank you for. So Insanity, the version, is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So if you've tried various programs, or you may be one of those people that's tried everything under the sun, or you've tried things that have worked and then the weight's returned, or your energy has never been quite the same, then all I would say is give this a try. It's absolutely risk-free, and you just don't know what you don't know. So if the opportunity is there for the taking. So go back to the person who sent you to this video, and if you're interested in joining the program and being coached by a fantastic group of people, then that choice is yours. So have a great day, everyone, and thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.